Hi everybody. So what is today's video about? It's about this Sharky 3. Owned this for roughly 3 to 4 months or so. I did the dunk. I dunked this in salt water a couple times, easily got splashed on countless of times. Yesterday it started to finally show its age. I'm not too sure if you can hear that. It has like a squeal in it. Let me try bring it to the mic. So last night, yesterday I used this for fishing I forget what I used this for. I used this for, I think, a floater line. So basically I wasn't using it for whipping. And I don't know, I just was getting tired of just hearing the squeal of everything, and it just got under my skin. For probably about a $60 reel, it's alright. It does its job. It lays line alright. A little bit top heavy, look like, but it's alright. Has ridiculous amounts of drag, which I don't think it needs. I think this is graphite. Graphite body would give before the drag, even though it has an aluminum handle. My discrepancies about the drag is whenever it's under pressure, it doesn't come out that buttery smooth. It goes kind of grabs and so I got tired about everything. So I told myself I wasn't gonna take this reel apart. I was gonna use it till it dies, and I just couldn't do it. I'm not no real expert about taking things apart and putting it back together correctly. I think I did alright, but so far everything works. So far everything works, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know, I can hear the squealing from under here. Let's take this off the spool. So I think it's the bearing that's under between the pinion and I don't know what it's called, but took everything apart and there was a pin in my butt. If I'm not mistaken, it was reverse threaded for this nut. Has a pin that goes through the shaft over here. When you take this off, there's a pin. When you take off this red cover thing, the anti-reverse, or the where you can spin the handle backwards, has like a small little spring that I didn't ever see ever. Right? It probably got disengaged. So I didn't put it back correctly. So I guess so the reel is down until I work on it again. I never ever saw that type of spring ever, but it is what it is. And I don't know if you can disable this anti-reverse or whatever, because good thing I didn't take it out today. I'm not even too sure if I'm gonna even get around to fixing this reel or trying to fix it. I got so many others, but I just wanted the experience of trying to use this Sharky. And is it alright? It's alright reel, but I do have to work on it again, apparently, because there is a spring in here underneath, about right there. Spring that has to go against the wall of the reel, and then on the lever or on the switch on the plastic part, you gotta get it just right where it goes into that little pin of the lever or lever or whatever. But I don't know, I shouldn't have played around with it. I didn't even notice it was there until I started putting things back together. Hey, what is this spring for? Crap. If I knew I had a spring over there, I wouldn't have touched any further, because my old eyes cannot see that well. So anyway, what do I think of this reel? It's a decent value for money. I wore out Penn Slammer's bearings within 3 months, so Slammer is like 4 times the amount of this reel, about 3 to 4 times. So is it well worth the money? You get a much more refined reel with the pens, but for affordable, it's well worth its money. It just got very limited applications. All you have is from the 1000 all up to a 5000 size. If I'm not mistaken, this is a 4000 size. It's all right. I all the fish that I caught with this, and I had plenty that missed, because I think because of the drag wasn't so buttery smooth at the time. And actually, I think I just fixed it. I just put some lava grease on the inside of the cap. I know that's gonna take away some drag pressure, if I'm not mistaken, by putting a little bit grease inside there, just so it won't bind up and everything else. I didn't do much to it. I actually wanted to see if that would help it out, but I don't know when I'm gonna get time to work on this reel again. Is it a good value for its money? 60 some odd dollars, yes. Would it be like this dial wall that I had for over 20 years? No. You can still feel the spool. The spool is made of quality. The body may not be, it might be similar, like a graphite kind of thing, but you can just feel the heft and weight of this. For at the time, this was a exceptional reel. I think it was, because this small little reel at 20 some odd years ago costed me 120 some odd dollars, which was ridiculous money for myself, but I had plenty use out of it, so no complaints here. Anti-reverse still works. Doesn't have that little spring. I took this reel apart many a times. I put it back together wrong many a times, and yeah, stuff still works. It's not buttery smooth like what it used to be. On the other hand, I think the bearing inside is a little bit corroded, where I put plenty grease, and I tried to lube it up a couple times before I tried using it yesterday. I think I should still put this back on the shelf, because I just kind of get over that grindy feeling. The anti-reverse isn't as good as it used to be, or yeah, never did have this bad of a play, but that bearing is probably shot anyway with that much years. So anyway, all in all, Sharky, good value for money, yes. 60 some odd dollars, a somewhat water resistant reel. I dunked it twice. When I took things apart, I saw some water on top of the gear. Well, not water, but corrosion. For being stainless steel, I'm not too sure what quality stainless steel this is, but under here is a little bit rusty, so makes me wonder what type of quality of stainless steel they're using for the main shaft. So for a longevity reel, I would not recommend. For a reel for its money, yeah, I would buy this again if need be, but right now I have too many reels that I haven't even gotten my hands on yet that I still have. But I want to do it justice and use this at least until the bearings start to doo-doo out, which is of yesterday. So makes me really wonder if I want to even take it apart and try to fix the spring, because it was a real pain in my butt to get all this pins and everything else out where I never did see, and my aging eyes not that well. Sharky 3, value for money, I guess. On the other hand, maybe still good value for money. I'd buy this over the Megatron, which I do own, because when I took that thing apart, I only took it out like 3 outings, and it's just turning the handle. I have smooth, and a kind of resistant, smooth resistance, always in about the same area. So probably whenever in the gears and everything else, the shaft going up and down, just one area was binding. So I had to take it apart and put it back together and put some grease all over the place, and it runs alright now. Found some rust spots on some screws, which I wouldn't have thought it would be because it's supposed to be stainless. It's advertised as a fresh and salt water. I wouldn't use that as a salt water reel, even though if I'm still going to take that out more often now since I don't have this. And I still gotta get my hands on, I still gotta use the other reels that I want to get around to using. I'm so far behind on everything, but if I'm gonna use something, I'm gonna use it until it starts getting kind of like the Penn slammers, where I had to buy new bearings, and after buying new bearings I wore those out, and yeah, now I just learned put some oil on the bearing, let it soak inside the sealed bearing, and go from there. Well, anyway, get back to Casking Sharky 3. Decent value. I like the rod on the Sharky 3. I just don't like the cork part of the rod. Since I have both in the house, usually I have this in my car. This cork part, you can see exactly where my finger lays. This is the first time I ever discolored cork in my whole life. I had other cork handles I may have pressed in or left an indentation on cork, but this is the first time I ever left the finger mark on where my finger lays all the time. Because for me, that's how I hold my rod and reel. Let's just put this thing together just to have a idea of how everything goes, to how my fingers lay on this. That's exactly right where it's all marked up or discolored. I was gonna put the shrink tubing on top. Sorry, I hit the tripod down. So that would take care of that part. That's still an option. I like this rod. Nice and light. Flings stuff out decently far. Pretty Pretty good rod for its money, I guess. 60 and 60, 120. So I guess the rod is $60. Okay, thank you and have a good day.